right, so this is level. Okay. Why is this thing so freaking loose? Oh. Yeah. Arcadis, how's it going? I just realized I'm wearing a shirt. It's not super hot in here yet, so I'm good. I have a plan for what I want to do today. This isn't necessarily going to be a chest or back or leg day. This is going to be, there's a couple key exercises I want to do. I want to do overhead press. I want to do skull crushers. I want to hit my triceps a fair bit. But earlier today, I spent about a full hour trying to get back to learning how to do a headstand, or a handstand, I should say. I can do a headstand, no problem. I probably shouldn't do it when I have the weight trend behind me, but I have the buggerest of a time just once I'm up there to get just to keep my balance. I don't know what I'm doing, and I understand where the core is supposed to come from, but I think I just might not have some of the mobility that's needed to get my hands stacked with my shoulders, stacked above my torso, so that I'm able to like unwind with bring my hips first, and then my feet later. I'll give you a headstand. I should have worn my wrists first, but I warmed up my wrists earlier when I was doing the headstands. Yeah, all the blood goes down. Can't do anything about that. Yeah, warming up the wrists is very important. But at this point, it's not so much that my wrists aren't warm, it's that my wrists have taken too much of a beating today. I really put a lot of pressure on them earlier. So how's my camera holding up? Is it, and do I still look good when I walk back here? I hate how it looks like it's crooked, but it's not. All right, let's add some more weight to this thing. Oh. Yeah, once I'm back here, it gets harder for me to see myself in the monitor. And one thing about this camera in particular, it doesn't do so well once I get really close. Like even now, how this view right here on my other camera, I'd be about this much closer. I become a little bit fuzzy when I'm at the back. Yeah, I suspected as much. Yeah, I also looked at the Thriller choreography. It's October. That means it's the month of Halloween. And I was putting together some ideas for what I'm going to do for Halloween. And I might go, I got a couple options, right? I might do Michael Jackson's The Thriller. Well, I'm going to do Michael Jackson's The Thriller, the dance choreography, where you're just, right? Whereas, but I'm debating whether I'm going to actually practice it first and then do like maybe take an hour to go through it a couple times, practice it, and then I could dress up in a Michael Myers mask or something, like a costume, and like maybe with like blood streaks, and then or I could go work out in like a Michael Myers mask. I still got my Michael Myers mask from like 2 Halloweens ago. It's just that thing's gonna get bloody hot, but I think it'd be pretty hilarious, especially since when I wore it, I was a lot bigger than I was now. Like 2 years ago, actually no, it was more than that. It was the Halloween before I herniated my disc, and so I was just like big chest, big everything. And then I went out to party and I wore this Michael Myers mask, and everybody was avoiding me because I was too scary. Yeah. The thing for myself is I don't want to do a bunch of shopping for Halloween. I don't want to spend a lot of time in retail stores when I don't have to. And if there's something like I still have to buy things, but I'll find out what I want to buy first. I'll go in, get what I want, and get out. Whereas like a Halloween costume, who knows what you want? You go in there and you like half the adventure is like picking through and seeing what you can find. But my my favorite costume I ever did on Halloween was dressing up as Santa Claus. So like big red beard, padded belly, like the or not big red beard, like the big beard, big padded belly red suit, and I enjoyed mixing up the seasons like that. I dressed up as a sumo dresser, a sumo wrestler one year, and I went out partner dancing as a sumo wrestler, and it was basically like the big padded suit, but it had fans in it to keep the air pushed out. And I went to go partner dance, and the thing is I had a really hard time because my hands were outstretched this far, and they were like this far past the suit. So in order to hold the woman's hands, my arms have to be all the way out, and then so we do like they do a sugar push, are basically bouncing off my belly, and I'm just bouncing around and my body's moving separately, and we ended up. I got some pictures of that too. So, um, there's some pictures on the internet of me dressed up as a sumo wrestler, as a leprechaun on Halloween. So I dressed up as a leprechaun on Halloween. Um, I don't know if there's any pictures of when I was Santa Claus or Michael Myers, but Leon's my favorite Resident Evil character. But he's always got his lady troubles. I'm gonna add some more weight. Yeah, I was doing a bunch of more research this weekend with fitness related, more specifically on specific workouts and and getting very technical into to, into the technique in order to properly activate different muscle groups and this and that. And I think there's gonna be some exercises that I'm gonna have to reevaluate. Particularly chair dips. They might not be as good as I'd. I can make anything work. One thing that happens is when you dance for a long time, you often find ways to cheat the movements, right? So you start off, you learn step, step, triple step, and once the song gets fast, it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and you're just stepping constantly. Well, that's a lot of work, and you're going to do that for 3 minutes at a time. It's easier just to like forget the steps and just pulse instead, and then at the same time, there's like an aesthetic portion you lose by doing that. but it happens to everybody once they've been dancing a while. It's so much easier to do it this way, right? So you get the same result without tiring yourself down. And it's the same thing if I'm going to wear a costume. You just understand if you're going to dance to really really fast music, you don't make big movements because it takes time to move between. Like you're going back and forth. It takes time to move there, like the transition period, and you don't got that time when it's really fast. So you keep everything compact, right? So you don't have to move a lot. And it's something similar when you got like you're wearing bulky clothing. You don't want to move, stop moving, and then the clothing move without you, and then you gotta catch it, and then counterbalance, and then redirect not just yourself and your partner, but also your clothing. All right, next set. I got the weights on here. Yep. Oh, so I'm gonna finish my overhead presses. Um, I'll do skull crushers right after that. Hit some dips. What else do I want to do? Maybe I'll just do some straight up pull-ups or push-ups. I had an amazing back workout last night. I started with muscle ups and one arm pull-ups. What I do, I start with one arm and I almost use a little bit of momentum to get up the first time, but not really momentum. It's just I wouldn't hang at the bottom. I would just grab it, engage my lat, and then just pull. And it's just like one big pull. Then on the way down, like you feel a lot more. You feel the muscle fibers stretch and tug. And then I get down to the bottom. I still hang on to one hand, and then I engage and do it again. So I was doing two each arm. So I do one side, the other side, and the first rep, I'd almost use my own body's elasticity to get up. So I would literally just grab it and go. So like grab and go. I'm up there. But I got compliments by several different groups of people last night, which surprised me. It was a mixture of having a really nice pump, the right shirt to show it off, and then the right lighting. But I'm actually not used to being the biggest guy in the gym. A lot of the guys I've trained with and a lot of my friends over the years, they're no longer there after the pandemic. And there are guys there that, both men and women that I know who regularly go. They're just not the guys who've always dwarfed me. I used to be just a little bit more than the middle of the pack. And even now, I'm leaner than I was back then too. All right, so I want to add on another 10 pounds for this thing, or 20 pounds for this thing. So I go 85 plus, no, hold on, I got 50, 75. So I'll go to like 125. I think that's what it'll be. I didn't take the thread. I only took the thread off one side. Yeah, I just finished cooking not too long ago. So I got that all sorted out. I don't quite have a week's worth of food, but I've got tons of veggies. I got my pleasure food. I got something called apple goop, which is basically apples, cinnamon, a little bit of oats, and you get like a tub of water and get some thickening agent, pour that in there, stir it all up, and so it becomes more like congealed water. And you pour that into the apple mixture with oats, stir it all up, heat it up, and then keep going, rinse and repeat until everything gets soft. And it's surprisingly good. It's almost like an apple. It tastes like apple pie, and it goes really good with Greek yogurt. And the point of it is just to be filling. Makes a decent breakfast, or like a late night snack when you feel guilty if you have like a large calorie meal. Yeah, I also made anabolic ice cream tonight. That stuff tastes good, and it's like you have two bowls of that stuff, and you're full. It's just it's ice cream, but it's very thick and it's very filling. So you're saying I'm blurry out here. Am I still blurry if I turn this on? But yeah, so my ice cream, it's it's like 80% as good as like really like your favorite ice cream. But you can eat as much of it as you want, and you'll never gain weight. Yeah, I think my other camera was a little bit better for that, but I think that's because it auto-focused. It went in and out, and so it would follow me as I went, but then it would go haywire every once in a while. Oh, I'm full. I was talking about eating all that food or cooking all that food. Well, I gorged myself a little bit. I was having a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I stuck several pots of vegetables on the stove in a pot, well, several pots, and then I grabbed a big, not a slow cooker, but what is it? Like you stick it in the oven. I'm having fatigue brain, but yeah, so I stuck a whole bunch of veggies in the oven, and I came out, just scoop, put it on a plate, have some rice, have some chicken breast. I spiced it up with some herbs that were a little bit on the spicy side, but very delicious. Yeah, black is always a very slimming color. But looking at my videos, I think I look a lot bigger in person as opposed to over the camera. It's just it was my other black muscle shirt, and like I just had an amazing back workout. And I had one guy's like, hey dude, like it's like he was there with his girlfriend. So I just gotta tell you, like you're looking huge today. I'm like, and I couldn't even say thanks because I was just like out of breath. I just finished doing rows where I went to fail. No, I wasn't doing rows. I was doing pull downs, close grip pull downs. When you pull, you get it right in close. And I went to failure. Like I gave everything I had. Where I was like here, and I'm squeeze and just squeeze and get that last rep of the last set. And then I get up. I'm almost lightheaded. I get up. I go walk. I sanitize my stuff. I walk to the other side of the gym to see if the equipment I want to use is open. And then on the way there, I'm just like, yeah, sorry, dude. I'm out of breath. Just, but thanks. It was, and then I had a group of guys who were impressed with my muscle ups, not realizing that the muscle ups were easy. It was the one arm pull ups I was doing, which I was actually proud of. Yeah. I had stuff on my mind this weekend, and I was like, oh, my next stream, I'll have things to talk about. And now that I'm here, I've forgotten what they were. Esheron, how's it going? Yeah, I've been on here and there. Um, but I've been feeling guilty in my streams lately because I've been saving all my best work for the gym, basically. Like at the gym, I have quick access to heavy weights. I get access to cables. And it's just like, I can go there, I can get 2 hours of just very concentrated workouts in. But then I come here and it's just, I've done my, like I just finished like a really heavy back workout yesterday. So today my back is destroyed. The day before that I destroyed my legs. So today I'm doing overhead press and skull crushers. But even then it's just I've been actually going heavily on the bench. But my bench setup sucks. Okay, like my bench setup, even on lighter weights, I'm getting distracted by fighting my setup. I'm rubbing against the side of the frame with the plates as I'm trying to push it up. And even though I'm not going to go as heavy because I don't have someone spotting me, I'm not able to lift as much weight just because it's in my head. I'm like, ah. All right, next set. So I got a new camera. It's a Elgato base cam, I believe. It's supposed to be good. I basically just threw money at my problem with my camera and hoped it would go away. So 125 pounds on here, maybe yeah, 125 I think. It's funny, over a week ago, so not last Thursday, but the Thursday before that, I figured out what my max bench press is, and I am still sore from it over a week later. So it's been over a week, and I can still feel the aches from. Yeah, the thing though is if the gyms start to reduce their restrictions, I will be back here doing all my workouts at home. Um, I'm already bordering the line with what I'm comfortable with at the gym right now. Um, Currently, what they have is they have very good separation, great ventilation. You have to be vaccinated to go to the gym. Um, and you're supposed to wear masks, but you're allowed to take them off when you're doing your set. But what's got me hopeful is 95 to 99% of the people that are there, myself included, just wear the mask the whole time. But then there's all the people that will do anything they can to skirt the rules. So they're walking around like with the mask full of their nose the whole time, or they're one guy managed to get right up in the gym without actually bringing a mask. He's walking around just doing this. Yeah. I'd like to do another partner dancing stream sometime soon. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to set it up for tomorrow, but more than likely it won't be till like next weekend. If I can't do it tomorrow, I'll really try to push to get it set up for next weekend. I had a lot of fun the last time. For myself, though, I've actually been dealing with not an injury, but I strained my glute a little bit. And so right now my glute is just tight. And what it's doing is it's pulling on my lower back. So I've been like locking up a little bit in the morning, so I've been stretching, foam rolling, but it's been like 2.5, 3 weeks now. I went to physiotherapy on Friday. The guy gave me a bunch of exercises to try. But yeah, it's exactly what I thought it was. My glute is just tight and just pulling on me, and it's my left one. Yeah, on my for myself when I watch myself, it's actually inverted. So it's a little weird. I'll see something on my arm and I'll be like, I'm gonna touch it, but I'll touch the wrong side of my chest, like 9 times out of 10. I gotta be like, this one. Yeah. Well, one thing I heard about, I know somebody else who's in California, and they were telling me that, I think they were telling me that you needed that clubs were you had to be vaccinated to get into clubs, but that was the rule. But in reality, nobody's. I don't know if I didn't use those right, but for the 1 years. But in reality, they're not checking at the door like they're supposed to be doing. So they might as well not even have the rule. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of videos and pictures coming out where it's like, do you realize we're still in a pandemic, right? Well, and then I see people like, oh, we got vaccinated, so we won the war. Let's forget about everything else. Well, that's not how it works. Hey, Sulfuric, how's it going? Hey, Sulfuric. I'm gonna do. I said I was gonna do one more set of this. Well, like 2 sets ago, I'm gonna do one more. I got 125 pounds in the bar. Um, I'm gonna go up to 135. I I don't want to. I don't want to go too heavy. I'm pretty tired. I had lots of energy just a couple hours ago. Then I spent a couple hours cooking, and then I had a nice big meal. And maybe I ate too much because I was ready for a nap after my meal. But instead, I came here. I have no idea what this song is. It's very interesting. It's Close to You by Dayglow. Yeah, so in my city here, certain specific communities are starting up their partner dancing again. And they started up earlier, and I was willing to take part when it was all solo dancing, solo distance in the park. Well, now that is getting darker earlier. they moved back to the dance studios, and on one hand, I know the people that own the dance studios in my city, and my heart goes out to them, right? They got bills to pay, and it's like they're like to just operate their studio is just so expensive, and they've been shut down for a year. Well, they're back in the studios, and now it's like you got your like the wherever the dance studio is, if it's like 30 people, they're all dancing with each other now, and that's on one hand, from my understanding, they're not interacting with a lot of other people. They're like, oh, let's stay away from our family. We'll stay away from minimize contact with everybody else in the world, except we're gonna do our dancing. And so you get this smallish group of people, but that's still a group of like 30 people, and that's more risk than I would be willing to take. All right, I got the weights on here, 135 pounds. Let's go. And then I will put this away, and I'll start skull crushers. Get on my easy grip bar. All right, let's go. Okay. Do that. I want to go heavier. That's not heavy enough. I changed my mind. I don't care if I don't get 10 reps. So I'm at 135. Let's go to 155. I don't have. Well, that's why I did my math. I thought I grabbed 5 pounds. I grabbed 2.5. So I messed up my weight there. I was like, why is it so light? That was only 130 pounds. Let's go up to. Let's just do 150 pounds. Let's get 20 more pounds on that. All right, so 100. That's. I was like, what is going on here? I couldn't even feel the difference between that. Well, I could, but there's like nothing. So this might be a little overzealous for what I'm prepared for today. Because I did a full hour today of handstand stuff. So I was like walking myself up the wall and then holding myself, walking myself down. And my shoulders took a beating. What did I do? I'm not being smart right now. I'm messing it up. This goes there. There we go. My brain obviously isn't working today. Well, that's fine. It's not working tonight. It was working earlier. I promise. Sort of busy at work. Well, thanks for coming by. We gotta work, get paid, so that you can live the rest of your life the way you want. But at the same time, I think I would go crazy if I didn't have work to do. Like a regular job, it would be. Even if I had all the money in the world, I would end up having too much time on my hands. And without a regular schedule, I can see myself, I don't know, losing like months of my life at a time, just holed up, not seeing the sun. All right, so I got 150 pounds on here. I can't math, so I got 30, 60, 110, 150 pounds on there. I'm calling it. Well, 150 pounds total. Got some phlegm in my throat all of a sudden. Yeah, that feels better. All right, let's. Oh. Yeah, that felt good. Let's get set up for some skull crushers here. I can lower the angle of this thing. Take a seat. Oh. Yeah, I had that. It's just at the precipice of starting to get hot in here. So it might only be a matter of time before the shirt comes off now. Oh. Yeah, and then tomorrow I will be back at the gym for another leg day. So I did a leg day Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm back doing a leg day. But I've been avoiding compound lifts because of the tightness in my glutes. Instead, for the first time this entire year, I've been focusing on leg isolation exercises, and it's nice. It's something that I shouldn't have ever shied away from for as long as I did, because that's what I'm going to need to get my legs shaped the way I want them to get. Like right now, my legs are just trunks. They're thick, they're strong, but they're not shaped the way I want them to be. All right, so let's get this back. I put that on the wrong side, Matt. Oh. Yeah, it's starting to get hot in here very quickly. The shirt's not helping. All right, so I'm gonna get rid of my regular bar, bring out the Easy Grip bar. There we go. This thing actually comes in two parts. It's starting to get a little bit loose. After this stream, I'm gonna tighten it up just a little bit. All right. So how do I want to set myself up? I got my bench. No. First, let's move that out of here for now. And maybe this is the right angle here. Almost have to move the angle. It's this arm, which is off camera here. All right, so let's set myself up. Just throw a 25-pound plate each side. Yeah, I've had the thing forever. You just get like an Allen wrench, and I don't even know if I have the original Allen wrench, but I got so many over the years from putting various objects together. You buy something off the internet, you put it together yourself. They give you an Allen wrench for like 3 different sizes. All right. So I don't necessarily need to be much higher than that. So I sit down, you see my pretty face. And maybe I'll just give it a shot. I just like the base of my skull to be supported. I got my bike beside me here. I don't want to hit it. I have no idea how that looks. Maybe I should go at a little bit of an angle from the camera. So maybe a little bit of angle like this might be a little bit better. See my tricep pop out. All right, so I'll give it a minute, do another set of that. I haven't really, I guess I got some tricep activation, my shoulder press is there, but like I said, I did a lot of research this weekend, and when it comes to chair dips, it appears that it might be better mechanically for the body rather than doing it on a chair. If you get just like a bar to hold on to and actually get so that you're actually able to get your hands like the other direction. But on my bench, there's not enough room for me. I don't like it. It feels weird. I'm just so used to sitting down, popping out a click. Oh, I'm breaking things. Yeah, I think I still have that. I think I still have that red mark on my back. So I still got it. I think it was this side, right? All right, now that I took that shirt off, I don't want to put it back on. Yeah, whoosh. Great, Liz, how's it going? Yeah, I posted on, I made a highlight as well on Twitch, and then I just saved it, put it on Instagram. All right, next set. This isn't centered, and there's a ton of crap around my bar here. Let's move that. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I always enjoy my streams. They make my home workouts so much more enjoyable. Where's the bar? This might be a better angle. All right, let's 20 pounds. Yeah, you know when you eat a really big meal and you get sleepy? Well, that doesn't usually happen to me, but it's happened to me tonight. I had a lot of new stuff happen to me recently. Had plenty of stories I was saving for my next stream, and a couple hours ago I was fully awake. I prepared tons of food, and then I just had I had a little bit of everything. But now that I'm actually, and then instead of going to bed taking a nap after like I felt like, I came here. But darned if I can't remember any of the stuff I was going to talk about. Let's get more water. Yeah, so I did spend an hour trying to practice handstands. Headstands I can do so easy. So like headstands, I'm able to use my core to get up and everything works. But with handstands, I'm having a hard time stacking my hands over my shoulders, over my trunk. I'm always just leaning, like I'm always falling the whole time. And so I'm like to come up on a headstand properly, you get yourself stacked and then you bring your hips up first and then your feet come later. So you actually bring your hips into position by using your core. And I can do that very easy in a headstand, but in a handstand, I don't have the base stable enough to work off that. Like I was showing Arcanus earlier my headstands. So let's show off some headstands again. How is this for the water out of my way? So maybe this isn't the best. Maybe I will. Yeah, I got stuff around my feet, but I think my likelihood of falling when I'm doing a headstand is basically nil. And if I do, I'm not really too worried about it. The worst I might do is I might kick something on my way down. All right, so I'm going to lower this just a little bit. And then, how's that? Probably, maybe it's, right? So when you're coming up, you're going to headstand. You see what I'm doing with my hips here? This is using your core to get up. So, like I'm stacked and I'm picking myself up with my core, and then my feet just follow. Well, I'm not able to get to that point when I'm doing a handstand because, like as I'm doing that, I'm already falling over. And I have an idea. I'll show you some of the stuff I was practicing. This this might be more sketchy because I might fall doing this. So this is where I'm going to be. I got these damn cords in my way. And if the cords in my way, at least I'm going to have a fan on me. So one thing I was doing today, I'm going to take a good 30 seconds, better warm up my wrist a little bit. I got good music playing. All right, deep breath. Yeah, I'm mentally preparing myself right now because this is going to be a little bit difficult for me, particularly since I can't bail. I got to go up and then I got to work myself down. But one thing I want to make sure that you can see me when I'm sort of here. Right, good as you can. I'm on in front of the light. Let's get off the light. And what was I doing? All right. So it's and that's the opposite way you actually go up. But when you're facing the wall, that's supposed to help you get your balance. I think part of what my problem comes with is I might just not have the flexibility to do a regular pike. So you're supposed to be able to stack the top above. Well, I think my center of mass is a little bit backwards. And I've also got heavier legs than like one thing you don't think about, everybody's center of mass is different. And this comes particularly into play with women and partner dancing. So this is something that I understand quite well. And it's like when you're doing like with dancing, where's your center of mass and where in relation to your feet, where some women are like more well developed in the rear area, so they have to like pitch to counterbalance their own weight more, where some people are more straight up, and you're sort of staying over your center of mass so the mass is through the balls of your feet. And I think for myself, my center of mass is just back a little bit, and so it feels like I'm constantly falling, and I'm going to have to figure a way to get it to work for myself. But I'm gonna do another attempt. This time, I'm going to try to show you what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to get stacked, and I want to hold with my core up. So I want to get stacked, and then I want to, just like when I'm doing my headstand, I want to core. That's how I want to pick myself up. But I haven't got it yet. And like you can kick up, but I want to avoid kicking up. But I might not be able to help it because I can get there and I can use the wall for balance and I can go. You're supposed to use your fingers and your palm, like between your fingers and your palm. It's like a constant fight for keeping balance. If you start falling forward, you push off your fingers and it sends you back. You start falling back, you push off your palms, and that sends you forward. So let's try. Oh, that was close. See, I was doing skull crushers. I started talking. I just abandoned for now, and I'm just playing around. I'm having fun, but eventually, well, actually, really, I should give my wrists a break. My wrists have taken a beating today. I did over a full hour of this stuff. I watched several videos online. I was following along, doing their progressions. I followed a Chris Heria video. I followed some other videos on how to do a handstand. And this was something that I had wanted to get into a while ago, and then I ended up getting caught up in other things. I put it aside, and now I'm back at square one. Let's try this again. Like what I'm trying to do right now, I could pick up, rest my legs against the wall, and then hold it there. And I could try to balance. I could try to stay further at the wall and try to balance. That's not. I want the control to get up, and that's. So maybe if I kick up to like 80-90% of the way there, and then engage my core to give myself the last 10-20%. But so I'm going to kick up a little bit more on this one. Ah, dang it. All right. I'm going to go back to my last attempt where I kick up less and I try to pull myself up with my core more. Nope, not even close. I think I'm going to need to give my wrist a break. I think that's what's starting to, my wrist is starting to tell me to cool it. Even the handstands are a little bit hard on the wrist. So that I had fun there. That was me showing off for when I was practicing today. Now let's just get back to my skull crushers. So I'll set the camera to where you can see the top of my head when I'm sitting down. Not much more than that. Where's my water? Did I add weight? I did. All right. That should do. All right. I'm gonna put my shirt back on, just so my back's not sticking to this thing when I'm laying on it. Oh, it says I got 5 new viewers while I was inverted. How are you all doing tonight? Yeah. I think I've overdone it a little bit on my wrist. Yeah, I remember Harvest Moon for the Game Boy. I think it was the Game Boy Color. And my dad would get pissed because he's like, "How can you play this? Like, how can you farm on a computer game for all these hours and never want to help out on the farm in real life?" Meanwhile, at the time, he had an acreage where he it was like his little pleasure farm. All right, so I'm gonna do so. I'm gonna add on another 20 pounds for my next set for skull crushers. I want to struggle just a little bit. I'll keep adding 20-pound increments. Um, and then I'm not sure what I want to do next. I could just try doing some push-ups, except once again, there's going to be more wrist involved. Um, I have some physiotherapy exercises that the guy gave me on Friday. I've done them this morning. I did them midday, and I got one more session at least to do tonight. Maybe I could run through those really quick. Except I left the papers in the other room. I got the guy to print off the documents for me because I'm a paper type of guy. Yeah, I'm taking a hiatus from deadlifts right now. Um, Maybe around the end of the month, I will start deadlifting again. It's just from July, August, September, for 3 months, I was lifting heavy, like 5 6 days, well, 5 days a week at least, and my body, I started taking a toll on my body. All right, I'm playing around now. I added on the weight, so I'm not sure what my easy grip bar weighs. My easy grip bar maybe weighs 15 pounds, I think. So if I go 15 plus 50, I'm at there's a little bit of delay in my camera. One, one, one. So between when I said one and that snap, it's actually delaying my camera when I move fast. One, one. Huh. That's annoying. I'm too fast. It wasn't doing that before. I lost what I was talking about. Yeah, so I was doing the weight. 15 pounds plus 50, 65 plus 40. So let's call it 105 pounds and 105 pounds skull crusher. Where's the? Yeah, I'm sort of arching my back a little bit at the start, getting my shoulders, like I'm lifting with my frame basically. I'm not just doing arms off the beginning. I don't want to hurt myself. I'm doing my frames underneath it, and then I'm settling down, and that's getting the weight up enough that my shoulder joints are protected. And then now in the position, time to skull crushers. That was actually hurting my hands. The Stein's easy grip bar here was pushing the outside of my hands. It was a little bit painful. So I'm going to do one more set of the skull crushers. I'm not going to increase the weight. And then it's a matter of what do I want to do next. I got bands. I can do some band work. I was thinking about doing push-ups. Since my wrists are a little bit sore, I could bring out these guys, put the pressure through my forearm and out of my wrist. Magic, I can't quite read from back here. Magic Spells, how's it going? Right now, it was actually just dance music. Jennifer Lopez on the floor. It's a playlist. I don't know what's coming next. Some of the songs I know, some of them I don't. But this one just got. This one's just got constant beat to it. Yeah, I actually can't watch myself when I'm dancing right now because my camera for myself is lagging by about 1 second. And so I'll end up getting a little bit, I don't know, seasick is already, like a little bit dizzy because it's like 1. So between when I said 1 and when I snap my fingers, that's the delay on the camera. Yeah, right now, Talk Too Much by Coin. I don't know what song that is. This one's almost got like a up and down to it. All right, next set. Yeah. When I'm sitting down, it takes my hips completely out of the equation. All right. I'll read that as soon as I finish this set. Got 105 pound skull crusher going on right now. My hands are a little bit sweaty. Let's get rid of that. Oh, there we go. I didn't get fat during lockdown. I lost a lot of muscle during lockdown. So right now, I'm 190 pounds. I'm not used to being 190 pounds. I'm out. 4 years, I haven't been below like 210. And then October 2020, I was like 225, 230 pounds. I was deadlifting 575 pounds. And then we hit our second lockdown. And I went from 225, 230 pounds to 180 pounds wet from October to January 1st. And I've been injured before, and I've had to, I got out of surgery at one point in time. I wasn't healing well. I dropped a bunch of weight, but this was the first time I'd ever lost a bunch of muscle because of my own lack of motivation. And to me, that was a much bigger deal. All right, thanks for coming by, Arcadis. Pleasure to have you here as always. And so when COVID first hit, I just took all my weights outside. The weather was nice. I was doing deadlifts outside. I started doing more calisthenics, and I was still okay. The gyms opened up, and then I was aiming for a 600-pound deadlift, and like that was my goal. I was driven. I was training harder and harder, and I was getting there. Like the end was in sight. And then the second lockdown hit. The weather was cold, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks. So the second lockdown, I just crashed. Like I pretty much stopped eating. I went from like, I wasn't counting my calories at the time, but I went from like 3,500 a day minimum calories to like I just shed off the weight fast. Like I was probably in like a 1,500 calorie a day deficit, but I wasn't training either. And finally, I was like, I gotta stop this. I gotta just show up. All I gotta do is show up. But I wasn't enjoying my home workouts anymore. And at the time, I started watching Twitch, and I'm thinking I can use this medium to improve my workouts. And at the time, I wasn't really thinking that I was going to make my home workouts any more enjoyable. I was thinking having a record, Twitch saves your streams, and having a record of how often I train this month and how many hours I put in. I'd be able to look at that and be able to say, okay, I'm back to training regularly, but it's really the biggest improvement is just my home workouts are enjoyable again. The gym has always been as much a social aspect for me as anything else. What do I like to eat? I just love food. I like my meat, my vegetables, my rice. I like being full. For 3 years, I was on a 5,000 to 6,000 a day calorie diet, and I was lifting heavy, but I was also moving my body tons. And that was tough. That was eating the last meal of the day at midnight, going to bed still full, or going to bed absolutely full, waking up in the morning still full at 5 o'clock in the morning just to eat another meal. And you learn every trick in the book just to get more food down. And I've gone the other way too. I've got myself down to 5% body fat, and it was harder to continuously pack myself full of those 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day, but I was happier doing so than I was when I was 5% body fat. When I was 5% body fat, I wasn't happy anymore. I like anything below 7%, and I just don't feel good, and it's or at least I haven't in the past. I made myself anabolic ice cream tonight. So tonight I made myself anabolic ice cream. I made myself like apple pie filler, which is it's low calorie, high filling. So right now, January to February, I was tracking my calories. I switched up my diet. I'm trying to work with the body I had at the time, and my go-to became more high-filling, low-calorie foods. So that's your vegetables, that's your egg whites. My anabolic ice cream is basically Greek yogurt. It is protein powder. It is like I'll throw 600 grams of strawberries in there, some soy milk, and some thickening agent, and blend it all together. You end up. I could throw in if I want to. I could throw in a packet of zero fat pudding packets. I don't need them, but if I want more like chocolate or if I want like a butterscotch flavor in there, I throw in 100 calories into like a 2,000 calorie batch. And it's ice cream where you have 2 bowls of ice cream and you are full, like 2 bowls of ice cream, and you're like, oh man, that was very filling, and it's like probably like 80% as good as like your regular ice cream. Well, the problem with regular ice cream is, what does like if you have a visual understanding of what, say, 100, so let's say 200 calories, what does 200 calories look like in specific foods, and the volume of it that it takes up, right? So 200 calories in ice cream isn't a lot, and so if I sort of budget into my diet, this is how I'm gonna, this is for the body I want. I'm gonna allow myself this many calories, and I gotta budget in everything, and it's like nobody's gonna have just like a couple of scoops of ice cream and then put it down. It just tastes good. You're gonna have one scoop, you're gonna have another scoop until you're like, oh man, my stomach's a little bit full. But at the time, you've had like 1,500 calories in ice cream. Where if I want to binge on food, even then, like when I was having 5,000 to 6,000 calories a day, I was still prioritizing my meats. I was still prioritizing my vegetables and my rice, like more whole foods. And it's hard to eat that many calories when you're not having, say, like tons of fried food. Like that stuff doesn't even make me feel good anymore. Like I look at like McDonald's or something, and it's just, the food just doesn't make me feel good. Like pizza doesn't make me feel good. While I love what I eat, the downside of switching up my diet, though, is I have developed a sweet tooth now. So I have been throwing in more delicious foods, but I've been keeping the proportions small in relation to the rest of the meal. So you add like 100 calories of, say, chocolate chips into like a 2,000 calorie batch of something that's very filling, and that 100 calories adds a ton of taste when the calorie portion is mostly negligible. And so for a little bit of calories, you add a lot of taste. And and that's how I've switched to my diet come January. But now I've got a sweet tooth. Now I have cravings for more sweet type foods. I make my own protein bars. They are the best thing in the world. So my protein bars are they're basically fudge brownies with like caramel fudge brownies, and they're so good. And I can eat as many of them as I want, and I'm never gonna have to worry about gaining weight. Yeah. So my protein bars are. I'm gonna grab one right now. I think I've earned a snack. I'll be back in a good 15 seconds. That's all the time it's gonna take me to get to my fridge and grab one. So much hotter here compared to outside. So I make myself these protein bars. They got I can't remember what type of chiplets these are. My brain is fried. Sometimes I'll use Score. Right now I think I got some butterscotch something or other. But these are my protein bars. I keep them in the freezer. It's just like a brownie. I put caramel extract in them. It's so good. They're basically made out of pea syrup and protein powder. All right, so I think I did most of the list I wanted to do today. Maybe I'll throw in some push-ups. Yeah, I call it pea syrup. It's like it's an IMO syrup. So you can get like Fiber Yum or Vita Fiber. I think I use Vitafiber. You can't really get it in stores. You gotta buy it, and it gets shipped to your right to your door. But it's basically made out of it's pea syrup, like PEA syrup. All right, let's. Oh, now I got some more wrapping tips on. So I'm going to use these for now, just because my wrists have taken a beating. And you need a good angle. I was gonna do dips. I forget this. I want to do dips. So I think I'm gonna pump out a quick set, and maybe I'll just rush through it to instead of going slow. I'll just I want to go slow. Protein. Yeah, wrists are still tired. Oh, still good. Yeah, I proportion them in the size I want, but these things are actually very filling. But if I want to eat 5 of them, I'm going to eat 5 of them. It doesn't matter. I typically make enough to last me about a month at a time. They're very chewy. Let's put it that way. Hmm. Too much protein is not bad. Anything that you consume that you don't need for protein, it's just going to go right through you. Protein is typically very filling, but when it comes down to, you want to build muscle, you need protein. You need a protein supply to build that muscle. If you run out of protein to the muscle, it's not going to be able to rebuild. Um, and then it comes down to calories and how much, and then having enough protein. The fat, carbs, and protein portions don't really matter. Some people will have an easier time off different macros. You can have a diet for any type of situation where you're going like super high carbs or going super high fat. If you're trying to lose weight, you can do it off a high carb diet. You can do it off a high fat diet. You can do it off a high protein diet. It just comes down to the amount of calories that you're consuming and the amount of calories that you're burning. Laws of thermodynamics and all that. Energy in, energy out, and the difference is what becomes part of you or what part of you gets burnt away. And the first mechanism that is used when you have more energy coming out than is coming in is your body will have fat, like will store the energy in your fat cells to use when you're burning more than you're consuming. So you burn energy from your fat cells shrink. You don't gain, you don't lose fat cells. It's just they get bigger, they get smaller as the energy in them is added or taken away. But if you're losing weight too fast or burning too much energy too quickly, your body will take any, like your body will turn muscle into energy. It'll just take you and waste you away. Whereas if you want to build muscle, you only need to be in a 300 calorie surplus for maximum optimal muscle building. Anything over that, and some of that excess energy is going to be going to your fat stores. See, I sleep, and it's not so much you won't get gains if you don't sleep. It's you're not going to gain as much. It comes down to, like, if you want to lose weight and build muscle at the same time, you got your diet, right? That's an aspect that matters. You got like if you're doing cardio or not. You do regular cardio, you're gonna burn more calories consistently, and you're gonna be able to lose more weight. And then you gotta do your resistance training. It doesn't even really matter. There's hundreds of great programs out there that you can follow. It's like whatever is going to work best for you is whatever you enjoy doing, whatever you're going to push yourself harder with and be consistent with, and then sleep, right? And so you can have all four of those aspects absolutely perfect, and you get more results. But sometimes it's a balance between like how you want to look, and how you want to feel, and then just being able to live and be happy, right? Like some people, like most people, can't be happy and like go all out at the gym and really and be basically sore 364 days a year, because they're always recovering from muscle damage. But the more you perfect each of those aspects, the better results you're going to get. But just being consistent with like anything that you improve, you're going to get the corresponding results in your life. But when it comes to like, if it's too late to work out, it is a little bit late. But like it's a weekend, I'm gonna get enough sleep. If I need to, I'll take a nap during the day. But what it comes down to, if you want to make gains, it comes down to, so okay, if you want to build muscle versus strength. Strength comes first and foremost from the nervous system. But if we're talking muscle here, muscle comes down to hypertrophy. That's the stimulus that causes muscle growth. And then as much volume of hypertrophy that you can get, like over a month, over 6 months, over a year, the bigger your muscles are going to grow. And to get that volume of hypertrophy, you need to recover. And because once you've torn down the muscle tissue, you need to recover before you can get quality hypertrophy again. And sleep is one of the most effective measures at recovering. Meanwhile, if your sleep is crappy, if you're still putting in a program where you're giving enough time for each muscle to recover, you're still going to recover and be able to get more hypertrophy, and just the volume of hypertrophy that you're going to get in over a year period would be less, because you're going to recover slightly less than if you're sleeping fully, fully as efficiently as possible. Now, see, I built a better body naturally than most people who take PEDs ever will. It's just PEDs work, but what they do is they will give you like 4 years of gains in 1 year, where you still need to put in that 1 year of very efficient, very effective training. All right, I was going to do some dips here. Let's get out my... I got a new camera I'm experimenting with. I'm actually very easily able to move this thing. I'm not trying to sell you on anything, but PEDs, they work, but they're not healthy. Just like muscles look nice and all right, like it's good to have them, but doing a little bit of cardio is going to go a lot further, a lot quicker to improving your health. If you're training your heart, which is the most important muscle in your body, and there is a point where your heart will struggle to support a certain amount of mass. So once you get over a certain weight, once you have over a certain threshold of muscle, your heart is going to struggle to meet the needs of all that mass. That's why you get the mass monsters who completely juice out of their minds, and almost nobody's taking steroids. Most people are getting stuff that's actually legal and they can get shipped to their door. But to get the mass monsters, they're taking everything that they can, and their hearts grow like twice the size that it should be, and then they're having heart attacks. Yeah, it's not healthy, but we have the freedom to do it whatever we want. But if you're gonna give yourself a fighting chance, you should become, you should spend like a year researching this stuff. Just become a chemist beforehand, so you understand all the chemistry that's going on, so that you don't F up your body for life. Like, you get lots of people that they don't know what they're doing, they just start taking whatever somebody gives them. Well, I'm not an expert on this subject, but I know enough to sort of know the avenues that I have to go down, and then there's a lot of costs associated with it too. If you're taking cycles, if you're taking, like, you can't just take the initial thing. You gotta take what's it called, something therapy after to unwind off it. And if you don't, bad things happen. But yeah, for me, I recommend you guys live healthy, live better lives for as long as you can. And like, life is long. You don't need to get right where you want to be at the end right away. You take incremental steps. You pave the road in front of you to be as easy as possible. You set yourself up for something that you enjoy, and then just so you can be happy while feeling good, maintaining your health, or taking steps to improve your health. Oh, but yeah, where most people like hormone replacement therapy, that's more attractive and it's more tempting for people who have done their natural life cycle of, say, bodybuilding, and then suddenly they're in their 50s, their 60s, and they still want to train like a 20-year-old. And so that's where people will more often fall to the temptation. But even then, it works, but it's not healthy. And you get weird side effects you wouldn't think of. Like you get like your tricep tendon. Like I know people who their tricep tendon is like calcified from what they've been taking. Dubster, how's it going? Good to see you. I don't have too much more lifting in me today. I probably spent the last 15 minutes at least just shooting the shit and talking, and I did some overhead presses, I did some skull crushers. Earlier today, I spent an hour trying to learn how to do a handstand, and my wrists have taken quite a beating. I was experimenting a little bit on stream. Headstands I can do no problem. I'm able to use my core to pick myself up in a headstand, but in a handstand I have a hard time stacking myself from my hands to my shoulder to my trunk, such that I'm able to actually lift my lower extremities up with my core, and then like hips first, then feet. Because the whole time I'm doing that, I'm falling over nonstop. It's frustrating. Thank you, Zed Criticals. Did I say that right? I got a war wound from my last stream. I slid off the bench. And I finished the rest of the stream not even knowing I had that mark on my back. Yeah, you remember trying to learn how to do a handstand in the summer? Yeah, I was being against the wall. When I was doing the headstand, one of the first things I learned was just how to tumble. So I practiced tumbling, and I never did the headstand against the wall. It's just, even when I'm doing a handstand, I'm having a hard time with the balance. I looked up a bunch of videos today, and it's through the hands. So you start falling forward, you go through your fingers and pushing your fingers. You start falling back, you push on the palms of your hand, and yeah, it's a struggle. And for myself, I think I suffer a little bit from my center of mass. Everybody has a different center of mass, and I think mine is like I got a fair bit of mass in my lower extremities, and it's getting me off balance a little bit. So I'm not. I don't think I'm genetic, like not genetically, but I don't think my current proportions are the best for doing handstands. I think I'm going to have to figure out what works the best for me right now. Like an example is you get a lot of women, and you want where their center of mass is when they're just standing, right? If they're blessed in the rear area, right, they're gonna have to counterbalance with their upper body just to stand and say if they want to be on the balls of their toes. Whereas other people that might be more straight. It's something that comes up a lot in partner dancing. Thanks for the follow. I got Magic Spells and Zed Criticals. I'm Zed Criticals. I'm gonna Zed Criticals. Okay, I got it. But I got my protein bars. I make myself my own protein bars. They're basically like fudge brownies. Best things in the world. They're made out of IMO syrup and protein powder. Put in some cocoa powder as well as some caramel extract. I put in some 0-calorie fudge, like the fudge that you put on like an ice cream sundae. Well, I get like a Walden Farms fudge, which is, it's not 0 calories, but if it's like 4 calories for like just dumping the whole thing in, like basically nothing, and they're so good. Oh. See, right now I'm actually not that sure because I'm letting my hunger dictate how much I'm eating. I'm just eating lots of high filling, low calorie foods. And I've been getting consistently bigger and stronger, particularly since July. July 11th was a date that I was considered fully vaccinated, and I started going back to the gym, and I've been lifting heavy, lots of compound lifts, leg days twice a week, back days twice a week, chest days twice a week. And I've been letting hunger dictate how much I eat, but if I start gaining too much weight too quickly from when I'm sitting on the scale, I'll just cut back a little bit. What do I do for work? I'm a civil engineer, geotechnical engineer. In Canada here, they give you a ring, an iron ring when you graduate. So if you see anyone else with the same ring, you know that they're an engineer. You don't know how someone is supposed to study for a coding exam. Huh. I had to do a bit of coding in engineering, but it was more about being able to one problem solve, and then two understand how to you break down the problem. How do you go about getting what you want using the tools you have with coding? So I have a coding tool. I got to write a program to do something, and it's just understanding how to use the tools that you have. At least that's my you understand the language, you understand the tools you have, and then from my experience, it's all been about applying them. But here, disclaimer: don't listen to anything I'm saying about this. I'm not a professional coder. So I want to experiment a little bit more with some inversions right now. I'm gonna change my cam a little bit, make sure you can get me in the frame. Now see, they tell you that this ring is from a bridge that collapsed because this ring is supposed to symbolize our duty to protect the public, because if we skip corners, if we are diligent with the work that we do, lives can be at risk. I bet my glasses today and they're rubbing into my nose, but really it's not. That's just a story they tell you. These things they just made, they're just generically made. There's no metal stockpile that they're made out of. But to get one, you have to go to an iron ring ceremony. So you go to the ceremony, and they get a speaker to come down. They talk to everybody about the responsibility that we hold, blah, yada yada yada, and it's it's a ceremonial thing where it follows a pretty rigid structure. During my iron ring ceremony, the speaker had a heart attack mid-ceremony, and most people there didn't know the guy and just assumed that he would just slur his words when he spoke. So he got off the stage, walked out of the room we were in, the atrium, and then collapsed. And his friends were realizing something was wrong with him, so they went and went to go take a look at what was wrong with him. And yeah, he had he was okay, but that was unfortunate. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this because I wanna let's fool around with some inversion stuff here. Headstands I can do very easily. glasses were falling off. I bent them earlier today. Yeah, I do a fair bit of calisthenics. So I have and as well as most of my training is compound lifts. So I've got a strong enough core to do stuff like human flags, muscle ups. I do one arm pull ups. I have a pull up rack out on my balcony that I can bring in for my back workouts. It's just been a while since I've done back workouts on stream, and I'm not actually able to get it into this room without dismantling it and then putting it back together. But I was really hoping that I would be able to put together some sort, like one of the rewards for points could be muscle ups, and I'd be able to do muscle ups on stream. But this thing is too flimsy that I can't do muscle ups on it. The thing will tilt. When you're doing a regular pull up, you're stacked under the bar and you're pulling yourself up. Well, do a muscle up, you're coming up as a J around and over. So you're almost doing like a lat pull down as you pull, and you have to leave room for yourself away from the bar to get up and over it and then get your center of mass over the bar. Well, this thing is just like, will fall on me. And so that was a big letdown. I had hopes, I had dreams, I had ideas. So what I want to do is I want to be able to do my handstands against the wall to start, but be able to pull my hips up with my core and then get my feet, and then my feet will follow. But I'm not even able to get to that point because I'm constantly falling over forward, and I can't seem to stack my trunk over my arms like I can with the headstands. I'm gonna go this way first. Oh shit, I lost my balance. I don't want to fall on screen. I ended up putting a hole in the wall or something. I am 34 years old. Started training at 24. I was my peak condition at 28. So 4 years of training like an absolute madman. And I was 225 pounds with an 8-pack. And I was strong as heck. Then I went to my 10th year high school reunion. I trained I can show you my before picture. So my before picture from when I was like grade 10 to 24 years old, I was like 140, 145 pounds. And then I put on tons of weight my first year, but it took 4 years of continuous efficient training to get like pretty damn near my peak. And then after my 10th year high school reunion, which I trained really hard for, I started taking easing off just a little bit, but I caught an autoimmune disease. I caught Lyme disease from ticks. And I didn't know what was wrong with me, but my body was just shutting down. And so I lost tons and tons of muscle. It took a while for me to get diagnosed. Once I was diagnosed, 6 months later, I was cured. And then I started right from the ground up, worked my way back up for years. I've experimented with different types of training. And then 2018, I herniated my disc and I tore my glutes. And life was very difficult for a long time. I couldn't pick up anything off the floor, and it wasn't until 2020, beginning of 2020, that I could actually start to deadlift again. I was able to work out the last of the scar tissue in my glutes, and then every week my strength was explosively going up as my weakest links were improving. So what was I going to do? I was going to show you my before picture. I have it on hand here. I don't know which one it is. It might be this one. Bam. So this is me a couple months before I started working out. Well, the Japanese woman in the yellow was my girlfriend at the time. I dated her for like 8 years. How do I zoom in more? So me at 140, 145 pounds. And now let's get rid of this image. Go back there. So at the time, I basically just played badminton and I ran. And even when I was working in construction, I would just, I was wiry. I weighed nothing, but I could do chin-ups for basically forever. Like I could just do chin-ups and just keep going. What I would do is I'd work in construction and then spend like 12, 14 hours sometimes, but no matter where it was in the city, I would always run home. So I was on different job sites every day, but once I was done, I'd put my tools in my backpack and I'd run home. And like the worst that would happen to me at the time is I get shin splints. You run on concrete, the concrete sidewalk is drained for like it's sloped for drainage, and so I'd run one side of the sidewalk and I'd get shin splints on one side on one leg. So I start running on the other side of the sidewalk, get shin splints in the other leg, and then I just be in pain. I just can't walk without. Yeah. I spend most of my time like fitness, health, nutrition. Like I'm hooked. I spend my free time like continuously doing more research. Like every week, I'm looking up new scientific studies. I'm actually reading the scientific studies. I'm listening to different nutritionists, different people in different aspects of fitness or sports, and I just can't get enough. And like the science behind like muscle building, it takes about 4 years to get like 99% of your peak genetic potential naturally. Some people have better genetics than others, but unless you put in several years of consistent hard training, you don't really know what your peak is actually going to be like. And most people can get a lot bigger, a lot stronger than they think they can. Some people enjoy more powerlifting, strength training, where you can get strong, but you're not suffering a lot of muscle damage, so you're not even really that sore all the time. You might get injuries here and there, but you can lift a ton of weight. And then over time, your body will develop into will fill out. But the strength comes first, the muscle comes after. Some people are just like for myself, I did the same thing every guy did when they started out. I started out at home with some dumbbells, and I became a twig with arms. So my first couple months of training, I became a twig, but I had a pair of arms on me. It was hilarious. And then I was walking down the street. I saw somebody with the V in their back. I'm like, I want that. So I started doing back days 3 days a week, like doing lots of hypertrophy. 3 months later, I got the V. I saw like triceps. I'm like some guy with amazing triceps. I want that. I started training my triceps at the end of every workout, like not a ton, but just like a few minutes, and I got, like all that hypertrophy added up, and then I had pretty good triceps. All right, I still got my protein bar here. Uh-oh. The cat lost his ass. So good. But yeah, thank you. I used to have a really good vacuum. That's something I haven't worked on in years. My vacuum is very poor right now. But I actually never spent a lot of time on posing until I actually started streaming, because then I just got the camera in front of me and I can actually see, like, I can see how my body's been progressing over time over the last year since I started streaming in January. I'll often do some flexing at the end of my workouts, just so I know where to look back in the video to find them. I'm training. My preferred method of training is 5 days on, 1 day off, 5 days on, 1 day off, and I'm sort of following that right now. But I'm letting life dictate where I'm taking my rest days now, and I'm not too worried if I say I only train 4 days in 1 week. That's not the end of the world to me right now. Even on my days when I'm not training, I'm still stretching, I'm still foam rolling. I might do a little bit of yoga type exercises, go for a walk. So I'm being active every day, but I'm trying to hit 2 chest days, 2 leg days, 2 back days a week. Um, Over the last couple of months, I've been focusing on, like, say, my back for like a month or two, and then my legs for a month or two, and then my chest. I don't really focus too much on my chest. I find I find it very easy to put a lot of volume into my chest. So my chest has been able to grow relatively easy. Like I'm putting in the work to grow it, but I find that easy to do. Welcome back. I think I'm starting to wind down. I'm trying to remember how to vacuum properly, just get that mind muscle connection. I got to do that more. Like let the body remember that it can actually suck in. So where are you from, Zed Criticals? You gotta tell me if I'm saying that right. I'm gonna finish my protein bar here. Just a little thing, but it's very filling. Where are you from? What do you do? How has life been faring for you these days? Do you train? What do you do for training? Yeah, one thing is I never expected to enjoy streaming as much as I did. For me, like it's been like for first and foremost, it's about having good home workouts. But I find I really enjoy having like having regulars, getting to know people. Like take Gubster here. Him and I met over Resident Evil, and the guy is like he's already made some substantial progress for his health, and like right now he's back in school. I think last time we spoke, it was the first time he's gonna go sign up for a gym. Poke his head in there, but no, like I get to hear about his progress. I get to hear about what's going on. And, like he just comes by, says hi, and like I don't need like you don't need to come here and like keep talking to me the whole time. But like it's people can just hop in and then like say hi, hop out, and like I get to learn about a lot of new people from all over the world. I like to think I have an opportunity to become a positive influence when I can. 3 days a week, free weights and dumbbells in your garage. What do you teach? My last exercise teacher, there was had a lot of respect for what she did, and she was and like kids need more people like her in the school system. Yeah, Gubster, like if you have time for anything these days, go for a walk, and if you can, cook your own food. That will go much further to keeping you healthy. Even like sometimes you train really hard, use up all your motivation, and you just need a break, right? Well, or sometimes you just your muscles need to recover, or you got something that's like, oh, this is aching me, and you got to sort of figure out what's going wrong, like what's the lift you're doing improperly that you should fix. But in the meantime, if you pay attention to your food and you just move your body, like you just like even if you're coding, right, and you're sitting down for however many hours a day, well, if you can just get up and just like take a walk to think, right? Like clear your head. Okay, I've been at this for 3 hours. Let's just go for a 15-minute walk. Right? You go for a 15-minute walk 4 times a day. That's going to go a long way to improving and maintaining your health, as well as if you've made gains to to keep what you can. You work with special needs, 5th and 6th grade. That's commendable. Also, I'd imagine quite challenging at times, but maybe also a little bit rewarding as well. But that's something I don't have the capability of, right? I know where my strengths lie. I know where my weaknesses lie. Um, I'm great with kids, but that's just because I'm a big kid myself, and like 90% of kids, if I just want to keep them entertained, I just grab them and start throwing them in the air, and for the most part, they love that. Once I'm too old to do that, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Like I'll I remember I would do swing dancing every Saturday night, and there was this Filipino woman who celebrated her 18th birthday at the swing dancing event, and so it was a regular swing dancing crew, and she brought her whole family, like her whole, she had a very large Filipino family with maybe like 20 kids running around who were all like below my waist, and I was just grabbing them, throwing them all in the air, and they're coming up to me, waiting in line just so I could throw them up in the air. Then there's this one little girl who was the shy one of the bunch, and she was just looking at me the whole time, but sort of keeping her distance. And then finally, after everyone else sort of was running around, she just came up to me very meekly and just did like this, put her hands in the air, like the what is it, like the generic, not the universal pick me up uh, pose, and so like, oh, that's the cutest thing ever. And then it devolved to the point where I was dancing with women, swing dancing, and at the same time I was like the monster that was chasing the kids around the dance floor. So they're running around, I'm dancing. In between the dancing, I'm getting on all fours and chasing the kids, and then going and while I'm still leading. And so like literally, I spin the girl, and then while she's spinning, I turn around, ah, I'll get you, and then come back into the woman that I'm dancing with. I had a lot of fun that night. All right, let me get caught up in chat here. I've I completely forgot about the long weekend. Do you think coding is your least favorite class? Yeah, but even if it's something that you're not gonna like really get too much deeper in, it will help you just having an understanding on what it is, how it's implemented, and how coders think. That transposes to a lot of different industries. Um, and then, yeah, so your job can be challenging some days, but rewarding much more often. That's great, right? Like life is hard sometimes for everybody, but if you're getting rewarded more, you're already in a net positive there. Wow, you're getting married this Saturday. So tomorrow. Are you saying you're getting married tomorrow? And you're going on a honeymoon. So you're gonna get, well, for myself, I find sometimes you go on holidays and you spend so much time having fun that you get back to reality and the regular grind, and you're like, man, I need a break now. I've just been like skidooing, and I've been like mountain climbing and running up cliffs, and then you get back, and you're like, wow, okay, so all that, now I gotta go back to work next Saturday. I guess today is still Friday for me. Well, I guess it's Saturday now, maybe. Wait, I am completely losing track of my. All right, I got a workout brain. I lost track of what day it was today. I've been going nonstop, but dang, I'm losing one extra day before I gotta go back to work. Adoy. Well, I wish you a happy marriage. Glad that you're able to find yourself in a position where you have somebody that you can see yourself spending your life with. Of course, it's not always easy, but Put in the work. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna lift anything else today. I was only intending to do a 2-hour stream, 2.5 hours right now. I probably only worked out for about an hour and 45 minutes out of, so I got probably 45 minutes of just sitting here, just chatting away, but that's not a bad way to spend a Saturday night. But I'm out of water though, and it's getting hot in here fast. I think I'm gonna find somebody to share the love with here. Let's see who's let's see if I know anybody who's online right now. Nope, I don't have anybody online right now. Oh, I do have somebody online. I'll send you this guy. He's good people. Well, yeah. Thank you everybody who came out and joined me on my workout tonight. It was a pleasure, like always, on my journey to get a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, week by week. And it's my pleasure to share this with you. Have a good night, everybody.